In the top stories, armed robbery in Nevis leaves one wounded. The cable to help build out health network, and SL Hosfords and Company Limited gives back to mothers for Mother's Day. We'll be right back with the details after this.
Here are your Hosfords Value Club Blue Tag Special.
Running May 4 to the 17th.
Now your Value Club Blue Tag Specials. Pillsbury Cake Mix, just $6.49. Bush Baked Beans, $7.99. Essential Everyday Grated Parmesan, $11.99. Essential Everyday Frozen Fries, just $13.99. Bounty Essential Paper Towel, $39.99. Pringles Chips is just $8.49. And now your very low weekly
value deals. Gatorade $4.49. Mueller's Pasta $5.99. Kellogg's Special K $15.49. Minute Maid Punches $8.99. Essential Everyday Salsa $9.99. Dial Soap 3-pack $9.99. Shop Smart, Shop Value Mart. Tell them it's Panisha.
Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí en Value Mart.
It's a sore throat. I'll write a prescription and see the nurse regarding the MMR vaccine.
I heard on social media that the COVID-19 vaccine came in a container with the MMR label on it.
Measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine is in the vial, no other.
True?
We can't betray our parents' trust. St. Kitts and Nevis has always had an impressive immunization history.
But these diseases aren't around now.
Yes. Our borders are open to all kinds of diseases that negatively affect our children and elders.
I never thought about that.
Today, you have a choice whether you get vaccinated. So, you want to continue?
Yes, doctor.
I want to be protected.
Check your doctor or the Ministry of Health to get the information on immunization against childhood diseases, including HPV and polio, and COVID-19 vaccine for elderly persons and persons living with non-communicable diseases.
Want to get away? Now you can.
Stop standing in long ATM lines to withdraw cash. Use your national debit or black cards to complete a wide variety of transactions at supermarkets, variety stores, gas stations, pharmacies, and more. Shop online at the most popular websites and stores for quality brands using your national debit or black cards. And take back your time to enjoy all the things that you love to do. Remember, instead of waiting in long ATM lines to withdraw cash, use your national bank cards today.
National Bank, always here.
Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Major Newscast. I'm Jason Davis. The police are investigating an armed robbery at Mem's Pizza in Nevis. The incident occurred at around 11 p.m. on Saturday after the business had closed. Reports indicate that one of the owners, Jamila Wallace of Cherry Garden, was approached by two armed assailants while she was parked in the business's yard. The police say the robbers demanded money and attempted to steal her bag and phone. Upon realizing that there was a robbery in progress, the staff closed the business entrance door. The robbers then fired several shots at the building, wounding staff member Maria Merchant of Stony Grove. She is currently warded at the Alexandra Hospital and is in stable condition. The crime scene unit processed the scene and collected pieces of evidence. Investigations into the matter are ongoing. The government will be working with the cable to connect health institutions on a fiber optic network. Prime Minister the Honorable Dr. Terence Drew made the announcement during a roundtable discussion with the media on Thursday.
The cable has won the bid to build out our healthcare system with fiber optic cables. We are going to connect all the health institutions, that's the 3 hospitals plus the health centers, and we want our private partners like private doctors, pharmacies, and so forth to also connect.
He said this type of connection would make it much easier for patients' information to be shared.
If you go to the doctor in Sandy Point and you come to the pharmacy in town, they can actually be able to just type in and see what medication you had. Because, you know, people in St. Kitts still say red tablet, white tablet, and you have a whole lot of them. That can sometimes affect quality of care. So that is going to be delivered, I think, early next year, by the end of this year. But they would start to allow the fiber optic network so that we can institute the health records.
He said the build-out of this network is part of a larger plan to improve the delivery of health care ahead of the construction of the new hospital. On Saturday, SL Hosfords and Company Limited teamed up with the Explorers Club for a Mother's Day initiative in select communities around the island. Beginning in Phillips's, the group visited mothers in several villages and presented them with food hampers. According to a Hosfords representative, this is the company's first Meeting Your Needs initiative for the year, and the aim is to travel to communities providing food hampers to the elderly, shut-ins, and or persons that are still affected by post-COVID issues. Saturday's event focused specifically on mothers. The officials said it is important for the company to build a stronger community and shine a spotlight on mothers for Mother's Day. This project began in 2018, and according to Hosfords, the goal is to complete about 5 of these initiatives per year within different communities. Coming up, we'll have another look at some of the stories from the past week. Stay tuned.
Here are your Hosfords Value Club Blue Tag Special.
Running May 4th to the 17th.
Now your Value Club Blue Tag Specials. Pillsbury Cake Mix, just $6.49. Bush Baked Beans, $7.99. Essential Everyday Grated Parmesan, $11.99. Essential Everyday Frozen Fries, just $13.99. Bounty Essential Paper Towel, $39.99. Pringles Chips is just $8.49. And now your very low weekly
value deals. Gatorade $4.49. Mueller's Pasta $5.99. Kellogg's Special K $15.49. Minute Maid Punches $8.99. Essential Everyday Salsa $9.99. Dial Soap 3-pack $9.99. Shop Smart, Shop Value Mart. Tell them in Spanish.
sea listo y haga sus compras aquí en Value Mart.
Want to get away? Now you can.
Stop standing in long ATM lines to withdraw cash. Use your national debit or black cards to complete a wide variety of transactions at supermarkets, variety stores, gas stations, pharmacies, and more. Shop online at the most popular websites and stores for quality brands using your national debit or black cards. And take back your time to enjoy all the things that you love to do. Remember, instead of waiting in long ATM lines to withdraw cash, use your national bank cards today.
National Bank, always here.
Prime Minister, the Honourable Dr. Terence Drew, has told the BBC that St. Kitts and Nevis is not totally free as long as King Charles III remains head of state. Dr. Drew said he would welcome an apology from the monarchy for its historic role in the slave trade. More in this BBC report from Celestina Olulude.
The shifting tides of constitutional change. This tiny island is reconsidering its relationship with the Crown. The Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis says he wants to give people a say on who their head of state should be.
The head of state still reside in the monarchy of England. And so that aspect of it is telling us that we are not totally free yet. That consultation or discussion will start sometime during my leadership.
The Prime Minister is also calling for an apology for the monarchy's historic role in the slave trade.
I think that acknowledging that something would have gone wrong, something wrong was done, that acknowledging it and apologizing for it is a step in the right direction.
Buckingham Palace says slavery is an issue the King takes profoundly seriously. Last month, the palace said it was supporting independent research into the royal family's historic links to the slave trade. And on the matter of countries becoming republics, King Charles has said it is a matter for each nation to decide.
Britain's influence remains strong here, even after almost 40 years of independence. But as this nation reaches that milestone, there's ongoing debate around its identity.
We still have the same colonialistic thinking, and that is one thing we have to move away from. That's why I think that becoming a republic would just benefit our people more.
For us to be as so small to go do such a big step would be impressionable onto the world, I would say.
But a recent poll suggests the country is still split on whether becoming a republic is a good idea. If there's one place that illustrates St Kitts and Nevis' colonial past, it's Brimstone Hill Fortress, the site of several royal visits, including the then Prince Charles in 2019.
The entire structure was built by enslaved Africans. They're the ones who harvested the stone and cut them into shape.
Historian Leonard Stapleton showed the king around the island.
We recognize that the people that fill the office of the monarchy, they are in person, kind and genuine human beings, but the office do represent the same force that was behind the enslavement of the Africans.
As the country strides forward, questions linger, and reaching an agreement regarding any next steps appears to be a long way off. Celestina Olulode, BBC News, St Kitts and Nevis.
As part of its mandate to improve the delivery of health services in the Federation, the government acquired 15 dialysis machines that were handed over to the Joseph N. France General Hospital in a brief handing over ceremony on Friday. Shanique Harvey has more.
The machines were donated by member of the diaspora living in Canada, Charles Estridge, in collaboration with Mr. Gareth Payne. During the ceremony, Special Advisor to the Office of the Prime Minister, Austin Edinburgh, read a statement on behalf of Mr. Estridge, who credited his years of work with the University Health Network, based at the Toronto General Hospital, for his ability to notice the need to improve the dialysis unit in St. Kitts.
My career allowed me to serve in various positions, which led my role in successfully developing and implementing several dialysis programs in the hospitals and communities in Ontario, as well as one of the largest in-home dialysis programs in Canada. It is within this framework and from this level of expertise that I perceive a long-standing need for improving the dialysis facilities and capabilities in St. Kitts.
Mr. Estridge wrote that he hopes the machines will be utilized fully to the benefit and care of the people and further to the dialysis program. Prime Minister and Minister of Health, Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, thanked Mr. Estridge and everyone who was involved with the procurement of the machines. He also stated that Mr. Estridge will be coming to provide his expertise in the improvement of the dialysis unit.
Mr. Estridge, who is a professional, has also said that he will come to St. Kitts and Nevis and he will help us to expand our dialysis unit and to make sure that the necessary conditions are in place so that we can deliver good quality. He will also conduct a series of training for the staff that would need and require that type of training so that we can improve and advance the treatment of dialysis here for our people.
Prime Minister Drew added that the next step for his administration is to introduce renal transplant surgeries in St. Kitts and Nevis soon. Reporting for ZIZ News, I am Shanique Harvey.
Washington Archibald High School has won the 2023 edition of the National Tourism Youth Congress. More in this report.
We have the Washington Archibald High School.
The competition was held at the Marriott Resort on Friday morning and was organized to choose a junior minister representative from among participating high schools who would represent St. Kitts at the Regional Tourism Youth Congress later this year. The competitors were tasked with researching and making presentations on various tourism-related topics and challenges, and at the end of it all, Cameron O'Dane of Washington Archibald High School scored 407 points to take the top spot and the title of Junior Tourism Minister. Second place went to Dejaden Punrod of Keon High School with 378 points. Destiny Mars of Sadler's Secondary School took third place with 337 points. And following closely behind in fourth place with 336 points was Josiah Hodge of the Charles E. Mills Secondary School. During the competition's opening ceremony, Community Tourism and Education Officer Catrice Thomas outlined the importance and significance of the event.
The Ministry of Tourism understands avenues such as this are a way to involve the youth in tourism sector and divulge their thoughts and ideas concerning tourism and its byproduct. The Tourism Youth Congress is a vital part of the Caribbean Tourism Organization's Youth Awareness Program and is a regional activity designed for the students between ages 14 and 17 years from the various CTO member countries.
Executive Director in the Ministry of Tourism, Alistair Williams, said the ministry welcomes all ideas raised during the Congress as they intend to use it as part of a larger plan to improve the sector.
This competition this morning, as you heard earlier, is the first phase of the Regional Tourism Youth Congress and invites and welcomes innovative ideas and solutions to challenges and issues affecting Caribbean tourism. The competition is just a small part of the portfolio of initiatives that the Ministry of Tourism will be pursuing as we move in the direction of transforming tourism to make it stronger, better, and more beneficial to all citizens.
The Regional Tourism Youth Congress will be held during the State of the Industry Conference in the Turks and Caicos Islands in mid-October. Jason Davis for ZIZ News.
After the break, Brazil homeless protest against mayoral policies